everyone. You're looking very alert today. As I already explained, this is a PowerPoint I put together to review the classes of animals with backbones that we'll be studying all year in our comprehension book. So follow along with me as I read it. Okay, what is a chordate? Now this is a little bit complicated, so I'm just going to read it aloud and then we'll discuss it later. Okay, all chordates have four basic features that are present at some point during their life cycle. A hollow nerve cord in which nerves branch out at regular intervals. Nodal cord, long supporting rod that runs throughout the body. Pharyngeal pouches, paired structures in the throat. Muscular tail, extends beyond the anus. Only 4 to 5% of animals are chordates. Examples of chordates. Now this is another diagram. It's a chordate cladogram, and it shows you where each class is on the chart. So, and it begins with the non-vertebrate chordates. Okay, the ancestors. And then you have your classes: fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and then way over here on the top right, mammals. Okay, chordate structure. Okay, so here are the parts of the structure. Here you have the muscle segments in the top left. At the top right, there's your nodal cord, the hollow nerve cord. Then the bottom right, front of the photo, the mouth. Then in the middle here, the pharyngeal pouches. And then on the bottom left, the anus. And then the last, of course, the tail. Okay, now fish facts. Let's see how many of these we can recall later. Fish facts. Fish live in every aquatic habitat you can think of. Fish are characterized by fins, scales, and gills. Fish were the first vertebrates to evolve. Fish bring in oxygen-rich water through gills and remove oxygen-poor water through gill slits. They have a closed circulatory system, a four-chambered heart. Swim bladder controls buoyancy. Most are egg-laying. Most move by to groups of fish, or the categories of fish. Jawless fish. Jawless fish have mouths of soft tissue with no true teeth. Jawless fish have no bones. Jawless fish have only vertebrates with no vertebral column as adults. Lampreys, hagfish. Okay, here's some photos of the fish that we just mentioned. There's the lamprey, or the top left is a photo of the lamprey or jawless fish. Top right, the sea ray. Bottom left, the catfish. And the bottom right, the whale shark. Okay, so that's a short synopsis of our first class that we're going to be just studying about in our textbooks. The next class, amphibians. Here are facts about the amphibians. Amphibians, a double life. Amphibians live in both water and land. The life cycle of a frog. Adult frog. Adults are typically ready to breed in about 1 or 2 years. Fertilized egg. Frog eggs are laid in water and undergo external fertilization. The eggs hatch into tadpoles a few days to several weeks later. Tadpoles. Tadpoles gradually grow limbs, lose their tails and gills, and become meat eaters as they develop into terrestrial adults. And then young frog. So you can see how the arrows point from the top and middle, along the right to the bottom, and then up the side. So, Okay, so amphibians, the category at the top, amphibians, and you following the arrow down, it means double life. Okay? And then we have larvae they live in, and then adults they live in. Live on, I mean. Okay, the larvae they live in, but as adults they live on land, so there's your double life. Okay, now from adults they live on land, they have special adaptations such as now groups of amphibians: salamanders, frogs and toads, caecilians. Okay, salamanders. They have long bodies and tails. Adults are carnivorous, meat eaters. Usually live in moist woods. Next category, frogs and toads. Frog and toads lack tails. Frogs have long legs and are usually tied to water. Toads have shorter legs and not as closely tied to water. Caecilians. Legless animals that burrow in moist soil. And here are some photos. Here's your spotted salamander, top left. Top right is a poison dart frog. Bottom left is the fire-bellied toad. And the bottom right is a caecilian. Okay, now our first two classes we talked about, fish and then amphibians. Now we're on to our next class, reptile facts. Facts about reptiles. Here we go. All reptiles have dry, scaly skin. Helps prevent loss of body water in dry environments. Terrestrial eggs. First animals to develop amniotic eggs that didn't need to be deposited in water. They respire using... Okay, now let's discuss the groups of reptiles. Lizards and snakes, crocodiles and alligators. And there's some continued on the next slide. But the first category, lizards and snakes, have legs and clawed toes. Have legs and clawed toes, lizards, external ears, movable eyelids. Highly evolved specialized forms, venom. Okay, next, the subcategory, crocodiles and alligators. Okay, the next category, turtles and tortoises. And their characteristics are, all are shelled. Turtles are aquatic. Turtles are aquatic. Tortoises are terrestrial. Tuatara, a primitive reptile found on small remote islands. And here are some photos. Okay, on the top left you have a coral snake. The top right you have your sea turtle. Bottom left is the Galapagos tortoise and the tuatara. Nile crocodile on the left, North American alligator on the right. So, the categories so far are classes of animals with a backbone, birds, amphibians, reptiles. I'm sorry, not birds. Fish, amphibians, reptiles. Fourth category, bird facts or facts about birds. Nearly 10,000 modern birds. There are nearly 10,000. Okay, birds have the following adaptations to flight: wings, feathers, strong chest muscle, efficient respiratory system. Okay, groups of birds, and they are more than 30 orders of birds. Some of the most common are the perching birds, the largest order. Many are songbirds, like sparrows, crows, cardinals, etc. And here are some photos. Top left, purple finch. Top right, stork. Bottom left, red-tailed owl. Bottom right, emu. Okay, now the fifth class, which is mammals. First true mammals appeared 220 million years ago. Mammals flourished after dinosaurs became extinct 65 million years ago. Basic characteristics of mammals. All mammals have hair. All mammals have mammary glands which produce milk to nourish young. All mammals breathe air. All mammals have a four-chambered. Okay, orders of placental mammals. The left, there are three columns you see.